Welcome to Common Unity. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Dr. Gabriel Lewis. And we are bringing the community together with a common unity.
So,
What a ride.
yeah, 5 guests,
Pretty awesome.
7, 8 podcasts with my little blab I did. Yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been an awesome one.
Some learnings.
Lots of learnings. Lots of
More
growth.
to come.
Yeah, we've had some pretty amazing guests, eh?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, though. We're going to, every so often, we're going to basically interject and have a bit of a recap about what we kind of learnt from the podcast, the take-home points for us personally. Pretty cool. Yeah, very cool aspect to do.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to recap the last 5 people that we've interviewed, and we're going to start it off in order. So this will work as a bit of, if you hear a message we're talking about and it hits home with you, then that's a good one to go back and listen to. So our first guest was episode 3, was Ray Everest, and what a story. Youngest principal in New Zealand, got frustrated with the education system, and has gone on to opening his own early childhood centres, and now has 5 of them that he has the goals of 10xing, which I love because I love Grant Cardone. So
Yeah, it's just cool. And you can see how his magnetism actually really translates throughout. He's got a really great group of people and staff, and even who he coaches, just naturally drawn to him, and it's because he's just got absolutely completely genuine with his approach to how he does things, and it's a really cool aspect to see, especially and this is the common thing with a lot of the people that we that we've got on, and they're naturally growing with the business. They're doing really, really well because they actually care.
Yep, correct. So what I really liked about his story was, obviously, he'd come from some really tough times, and he'd found it in himself and the strength in himself through doing some counselling, which I highly recommend probably all of us do, because there's something, some hurt in all of us. But through that, he's found the strength to forgive and to move on. And obviously, if you hold on to all that anger, it only ever hurts you.
Yes.
That person may not even realise they've hurt you in some cases, and you're got all this anger that you're carrying around every day and only affects you. So finding that strength to let go of that stuff so that you can be a better person and then more impactful on the people that you're trying to help. And he's doing that. And yes, his powerlifting, and obviously through his early childhood centres where he's trying to change and reshape the way learning happens there.
And the cool thing is, he could have very easily been another victim, another stat, another statistic, but he's kind of used that kind of roadblock and made it into a big power for him, where he can actually grow and move, and not only grow and move, help other people from that point. It's very, very powerful point to kind of have that shift, and it's not just a shift in himself, it's a huge shift in his mindset. Yep. It was like, actually, I'm glad that happened to me because I'm strong enough to handle it. And it's like, I got chills when he said that. It was very cool. Very cool. So I took a lot from that podcast. I know a lot of clients who listened to that took a lot from it as well, which was really cool to see. So, thank you very much, Ray. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was good. And then we came into $35 for a cone. And we're not talking about packing it with weed. We're talking about a road cone on the side of the road. So Logan Dawson from RoadSafe came through.
Who knew that cones were so expensive?
I'd heard a tinny back in the day used to be $20, but I hadn't heard that, cone on the side of the road with 35.
Holy moly, inflation.
But Logan really, it's an interesting one because a lot of people say you got to go and do what you want to do. Like you've got to do something you enjoy in life. And Logan left his job where he'd already worked in traffic management, moving to Tauranga, going, what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to do something new. By the time he got here, he goes, right, I've just got to do what I know. Yeah,
and sometimes it's good to do what you're good at and then do it, turn it into and do it in such a way that you actually enjoy it. So obviously he's got to enjoy it to some aspect, or else he wouldn't be able to grow or do as well as what he did and has done. It's pretty impressive story though. And it's like one of those stories as well where you've just got to have that self-belief, that backing. And even it's another aspect as well of having a partner that really believes in you and really supports you and just, okay, this will work out. And just kind of, it's a cool story.
But he's very articulate, isn't he? Like the way he speaks of his business, he understands his business, the way he handles his staff, like everything he spoke of. I actually had people call me, not even a text, like rang me and said, hey, I just listened to that podcast. That guy's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And how he's about building other people up. He doesn't care your background, your history, or anything like that. I'm here to build you up to become the best version of yourself. Yep. And anytime you do that, it's only going to be a win, not only for your company, which it's shown, but just to have the people around you so you're on the same mission.
That's right.
It's cool to see people in our local community that's big on doing that. And he's young.
And in the continuing growth for himself, he's actually at Tony Robbins in America. So he's forked out quite a lot of money, flown over on his own, I believe, to sit there and build himself up to even be a better human into like a massive challenge. Well, it'd be amazing to do something like that.
And even if people don't have the financial abilities to go to Tony Robbins, it's got podcasts left, right, and centre. You can take learnings. Yes, it won't be as immersive or maybe impactful, because when you're at those spaces, the energy in the room is just electrifying.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas you can't replicate that on a podcast, but you can still start putting applications and little steps in place that actually can snowball and really affect your life in the positive as well. So it's cool that it's a continual growth and journey.
And this is the beauty of this platform, right? Is all that information's now free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Google, you'd struggle to find half of what's on podcasts on Google because you wouldn't know where to search for it.
Yeah, and well, that's the same thing with going back to the Raise podcast as well. Like, school is redundant or university is redundant unless what you need to do requires it.
100%.
So it's got so much learning that you can do that online from the most inspiring lecturers that you might get one or two lecturers while in your uni career that kind of really, blows your mind. You can get that every week online. You're like, wow. Yeah. So I remember I had Dr. Dave Graydon down in Otago. Wow, amazing lecturer. Okay, really stuck to me and just bits and pieces. But I get Dr. Dave Graydon's every week on podcasts. Just like, wow. So it's such an amazing space, and if you can utilize it, it's only going to be beneficial.
And again, I didn't even get school C in school. I just cruised around. So my education has come literally from podcasts and Audible books.
Yeah, and that's about learning about how you learn as well. I'm not a sit down in a book reading kind of guy, but I drive a lot. I live rurally, and I drive every day. So I chuck on a podcast. I can listen to the radio, but I choose not to because I want to grow. I want to learn things. I want to be like, it puts me in a good mood. It's almost meditative too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So that was Ray. Logan, you're the man. Can't wait to have a beer with you when you get home, mate, because I'm going to pick your brain, and hopefully if you shake Tony Robbins' hand, he doesn't crush it because he's got bananas for fingers. And then we went on to Bobby. Yeah. Bobby, the IT guru, cybersecurity, the black belt of IT.
Yeah, man, that was a cool podcast. So I really like each one of our podcasts has been very different in a different way, but I've taken a lot from it. And it's like, wow, when you say Bobby from IT, it might not seem very interesting, but he's an interesting guy and a really cool, humble guy.
It was received really well. He's got quite a lot of downloads. You think the IT guy, he's right up there with the best of them. Yeah, for our downloads so far.
It's awesome. So I took a lot from that. Just the simple things with regards to your own business. Like, you might not think, hey, I've got a business that's big enough to need security measures cyber wise, but the little steps that you can do to really kind of safeguard your business to prevent it from being attacked is very simple but very, very clever.
And how much of it's just common sense, right? Like everyone's worried about having all this computer software, but it sounds like pretty well all attacks come from phishing attacks.
Yes.
So don't click that link from whoever it may be if you don't know the email address. And if you think you do know the person and the email address doesn't look right, don't click the link either.
I got that yesterday. I got a text from somebody, one of my clients, and it was a phishing link. And I was like, why are you texting me that? And I didn't click it, didn't touch it. I was like, does your computer have a bug? And he seemed to actually thought, oh, no, I don't have COVID.
It's just where everyone goes now, eh?
Yeah, it's funny. No, meaning the text you messaged me on your phone. And I don't think he was able to see it. So it's quite clever, the attacks of what direction they come in.
Yeah. And interestingly, the USB if you find a USB, do not plug it into your computer. Won't give you too much away because you got to go and listen to the podcast. But the simplest of things.
Oh, I see what you did there.
The protection.
It's the dangle the carrot.
Well, if give them too much, they won't listen.
It's true. It's a really great podcast, and it's about kind of being really cool and happy with your niche. As well. It's a great one. I really loved it.
And I think one of the biggest takeaways we learnt too is that if Gabs and Bobby got in the ring, that Bobby would rip Gabs' arms off.
No, we've done that. He doesn't. I don't do it to him either, though.
He just says he's got to dim it down a shade.
he actually came to me afterwards. He was like, you know how I was saying, like, I hope you don't think I'm taking it easy on you because I'm not. I was like, no, I know you're not. We're just playing. So he's such a nice guy.
We obviously had a nerve because Gab's trying to talk himself up.
I need to talk myself up.
I haven't seen him in the ring yet. So that was awesome. So no, Bobby, really appreciated having you here, mate. So thank you. And then from there, we went on to Nitro Circus star Jed Milden.
That was cool. I'm saying that was cool. That was cool. I've taken something different from every single podcast that we've done so far.
And you guys gelled on a lot of the the workings of the body and different things that we got into and sort of the mind, body, soul connections and stuff.
And we had a huge chat outside of the podcast, which we technically should have actually recorded as well, but we can leave that for another episode.
My chat went till about midnight, I think it was, by the time I got home. I went to the Zen Den.
How much of it was recordable? Such a cool and electric kind of dude. And just the fact of just kind of having that inner child from yourself and actually really exploring it and not actually suppressing it and be like, oh, I've got to grow up now. Actually allowing it to flow and the fruition and knowing that direction that you can choose to do that what you want to do when you're little, when you got to do a professional job or become an accountant or do something that you might not have interest in, and you actually just go towards your goal, you can turn a career out of it. Yeah.
And for him it was never that he wanted to be a professional BMXer or anything. It was just that he wanted to have fun every day. So there wasn't a goal of, I'm going to be a professional BMXer. It was that every day I'm going to have fun, and through the process, the success came.
Yes.
And that's something we've spoken about a few times, is too many of us chase the thing.
Yes.
Whether it's the watch, the car, the house, the wife. You just sit in the process and it comes. We were actually talking about it last night, even just how I'd met Anna, and that was in my story in the first episode, is I was trying to be single, but she came along.
Yes.
Because I was happy in myself.
Yes.
And the partner that was ready for me, came, rather than me going, I don't want to be home alone each night and desperately searching for someone to fill that void. And then you end up in a relationship that's maybe not the right one.
Yes.
It's just about enjoying the journey, not chasing the thing.
Yeah, well, it says two positives don't attract. You've got to have yin and yang in a relationship. And I was talking about a magnetic term, by the way. But
I've done the old two magnets and chased them around the table.
Oh, these dad jokes, say. But yeah, and it's a cool aspect with regards to when you allow it to fruition, how it should, how far you could take it, and just that self-belief as well, like to do the triple flip, then move on from that when it's already first in the world. Some people would leave it there. Nah, quad flip. And you're just like, wow, you backed yourself. And it's like, I thought of myself, I could see myself, I could visualize myself doing it. And just the videos you sent me on YouTube of just him going again, trying to do the flip. And not once, like I'm really good at reading people's facial features and expressions, and not once after he had a big stack could you tell that he thought he couldn't do it. He was like, I just didn't get it this time.
Yeah.
You know, it was really, really cool to see. You could be like, when you were looking at it, and the camera went to him straight away, straight after the thing, still high vibration, high energy, and just really going for it. And that self-belief didn't fail at all. So
I've ridden with him for years, so I can see it. And we talked about this with him doing his black belts and all his martial arts and stuff. And he said it's what's the word? The viewing, you know, the observing, yeah, being able to sit there and see how someone else fights, or they take something down. Now kids in sports get to do that, or you get to see, oh, he did a triple backflip, that's possible, rather than, you know, when we were riding, the double backflip became a thing, and that was mind-blowing. So okay, so when you're 12 now, you believe you can do that, you don't have to wait till you're 30 to try it, so people are just progressing so much quicker. Yes. And we're seeing that with entrepreneurs and stuff as well, how many, you know, people around the world are making millions of dollars a year in their 20s and stuff like that, and it's not through becoming a movie star anymore. It could be a TikToker.
Well, think about how Tony Robbins as well, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, all the big people, they're being super impactful for everybody. And the amount that they're actually able to amplify the community and society through common unity is
twice. You're getting a pay rise.
Is exponential. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. I'll just stop there. I'll just check that camera because that's our main one. So we keep going. All moving parts.
Yeah.
See, stop recording.
I'll bring my GoPros. I've got 2 at home.
Yeah, well, that one's going with this one. These ones just.
I need to get a little tripod like that though.
We need to buy another one of these, and then there'll be no limits.
Yep.
Or something similar. Yeah, so Jed, appreciate you coming on. Had a great piss up. He's actually in Spain at the moment at one of the biggest action world sports events in the world. I think he said something like 2,000 athletes.
What?
From breakdancing, BMX, basketball, like graphic, you know, tagging like there's just everything. Artists. Yeah, wow. It's pretty cool. I've been following a little bit on the social media, but again, professional fun haver. He's been flying across there as an ambassador for the product and just having a great time. So when he gets back, we're catching up because we're going to talk a little bit closer with some of the other events he does. So yeah, Jed, appreciate you coming on, mate, and looking forward to a recap once you land back here in NZ.
Excellent.
Then came our first female.
Wow.
She's a balls.
Yeah, that's with the BAU $SS. Balls, like Rick Rouse.
Yeah, no, she's a boss, all right. Boss lady Louise. Was Watson, now Maddock, but I think she's known as Louise Watson to most. Just a fucking doer.
Yeah.
You know?
That same self-belief coming through, but actually just going through. And it's cool to see how she just had a point where she was like, no, I actually want to change. I want to change my life. And she just went with it and didn't kind of allow that kind of hesitation to not allow her to do it. And she just backed herself in 2013 and just went for it. Yep. And had a journey, had a following. And because she's genuine with her approach, it naturally, organically grew.
Yeah, and that was the lesson that I took away, right? And it's one that I've been preaching. And it's no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And it's very apparent in what she does every day is that she puts her clients first, before money, before anything, and the rest has just come throughout the process. Again, not chasing that finish line, but just being there for her clients. They can tell she's authentic, so they stay with her. She's not there to take $1 off them. You know, like we spoke about, she became a counsellor at different things in different times, but also super vulnerable as well, you know.
Yes.
She was a bigger girl and she lost a lot of weight, but she still has a lot of haters online, and she sent me a message just a couple of days ago. She had a troll coming at her on stuff that's just been lingering there. And unfortunately, people, it's not okay. I did a rant about it online last week, and then someone said, oh, if you put it online, it should be okay for people to judge you and make comment on it.
Why is it ever okay to make judgment on other people if you're not prepared to say it to their face?
100%, that's what I said. I said, that's all cool, but make sure you say it to my face if you're going to say something like that to me. Because if you're not, and I'll tell you what, I'm a lot more polite on social media than I am in person.
Yes.
I'm known for being quite blunt. So, yeah, you want to have a go at me? Let's have a conversation in person.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's so sad because this is happening to 12-year-old kids as well.
Yes, and they don't have the tools to kind of process it either. Yeah. And you learn those tools later on, that self-worth, that belief, the confidence, okay? Because you don't learn those tools overnight. You don't just turn up to high school and have those tools. So if you're not prepared to kind of say those things, it should never be said. No. And people need to realize as well, if you are wanting to go out of your way to say that, what does that more say about me and what I'm bringing to the table? Where is that coming from that I need to go out of my way to kind of say that?
Yeah.
That everybody can need to understand that we can have differencing opinions and point of views, but respect people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it only reflects on yourself.
Yes.
When you're saying something about somebody else, it's just a reflection of you.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
Whatever you may think, unless you're talking about Jacinda, that's accurate. But anyone else,
just had to slip that one.
Well, I mean, unless you like her, then that's not true. But
I just think, look, it's got to be about unity, and I do think the current situation's about dividing people, and I'm never going to be supportive of
that regime.
So I'm in agreement with you too.
Yeah.
So
we're looking forward to building this country back together through common unity.
Yes.
There you go. I just got $10 back.
Oh, is there money on the line? I'll keep doing it.
So no, Louise, you're a star. Obviously, you've zigged, you've zagged, you've built your businesses, you've faced challenges, and it's an awesome story. And I think there's a lot of young ladies and men out there that will get a lot from it. Jump on it, listen to it, follow her. She's an amazing human. Her content is like right up there with Americans. You know, she just churns it out. She's got a team of people that help her out.
And that's the thing as well. She gets an idea and she just doesn't park it there. She runs with it. She actually goes with it, see where it goes. And it's really, when I was sitting here chatting to her, I was like, wow.
Yeah, what's next? Oh, I've just started this. I'm going to do that.
So it's awesome. Go get her.
Yeah. And even from that podcast, something hasn't worked out that we were talking about, but she hasn't knocked it down. She's still happy as and pushing forward and working on things.
But that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. Okay, you're not going to hit a home run on your first shot at the base. You're going to get those singles, get those lessons. Ooh, I'm better at this aspect, and go.
Yeah, it's about failing forward, not backwards.
Yes. Yeah. Very good, Jason Fox.
That one's actually from Phil Holland. Thank you, Phil.
Okay, well.
But most of what I say has been taken from someone. I'm just a storage bank for it all.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's often the case, though.
Yeah. Every one of us is in each moment of what we've read, listened to, discussions we've had, experience we've had, that's what makes us up to where we are today.
The only quote that I can say that I've genuinely created and have not seen anywhere.
It'd be a dad joke.
No, it's not. I came up with this when I was 21 and traveling, and I said it to my twin. It's called "Jealousy is Transparent." And when you really think about it and go deep, it's the same thing with the trolls, and you kind of where's that coming from them? And so you can really visualize and see, okay, if that's happening to me, where's that really coming from? It's really jealousy is transparent. So that's the only thing that I can say I genuinely did not see anywhere, and I came up with myself. Jealousy is transparent.
Dr. Gabriel Lewis. He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a new button.
I was like, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, so that's been our 5 guests. There was another guest we were supposed to have on, but it didn't quite work out. So we've had to rush this episode through so we can keep to our schedule of one a week. So we're recording this, and wham bam, thank you, man. You'll be listening to it within 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then we've got a guest coming in straight after this in about 10, 15 minutes. So we probably won't ramble on too long because we've just churned this out to stay relevant.
Just a bit of a recap, just so you can kind of get a fill in, you see what's happened if you've missed any of the episodes, and really take home and be like, actually, I'd really love to go back and listen to it, because I know a lot of people are actually going back and re-listening to some even a second time, or even just going through all of them. Another
comment I had too, which shocked me, was someone actually said they liked the podcast where it was just us speaking, which was our first 2. Because obviously, if we're interviewing a guest, you hear the guests speak for the entire hour roughly, and we'll throw some questions at them. But when it's us, it's 100% us. So we'll probably keep it short so they still enjoy it. But
we won't chuck too many dad jokes in there.
No, I don't think I used one today.
Oh, you did press the button though.
Yeah, that was for you. But yeah,
I appreciate it.
We appreciate all the support and everything. It's very close to basically 1 hour of the day, every hour of the day that someone's listening to us and downloads. So it's kind of where the math sits. It should be there by the end of the week. And that's huge considering we've only been going 2 months.
So thank you very much. So much gratitude coming your way, and would like to see how far we can push this. Well, not see. We're looking forward to pushing
how far it goes. Yeah, we've got some pretty big people coming up.
Yeah, excellent.
So thank you. We'll see you again in 15 minutes on the next podcast.